Hey BookTube, this is Freddie Reads. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks. And this weekend I am reading a couple of things. I have gotten totally addicted to Marie Force's McCarthy's of Gansett Island series because of Gwen at the Gwendolyn Reading Method. She gets me hooked on these series, and so I kind of feel like it's my new Lucky Harbor. I don't know. I've gotten so attached to these characters, and now I'm gobbling the books up, really quickly. I'm not pacing myself, so I'm not going to enjoy them as long, but that's okay. I'm reading them on my iPad, so that makes a big difference. Holly Fielding is the narrator for the audiobooks, and I tried her in the first book and I just didn't like her. There are so many different characters with these books that it's probably very difficult for any narrator to give them all a distinct personality vocally.
Francine glowered at her younger daughter. People on this island need to mind their own damn business. When have you ever known that to happen? Tiffany asked. How are you feeling, Maddie? Francine asked, turning her back on Tiffany. Don't worry, Francine said. I'll help with Thomas. We both will, right, Tiffany? Of course we will.
She wasn't for me, and so I've started Sweet Dreams by Kristen Ashley. It's book 2 in her Colorado Mountain series, I think it's called. I don't know. It's set in a town in the Colorado Mountains, and on audio that is narrated by Emma Taylor. Emma Taylor also narrated the first book in that series, which was called The Gamble, and I did not like her narration at all. She was doing a British accent, and whatever. So this time she does pronounce each of her words very distinctly. Yeah, that kind of bugs me a little bit, but I've sped her up and I think it'll be fine. So I have that going already, but also on my little swim iPod, I have It Had to Be Him by Barbie Bauman, another contemporary romance. That one's narrated by Kate Rudd, and I love Kate Rudd. In fact, the way I found this book was to do a search on what Kate Rudd has done lately on audio. I do that a lot of times with Audible. I'll just go on and search my favorite narrators and then have it sort the most recent releases. So I don't always look for books, I look for narrators. So anyway, on my other iPod that's got all my kind of non-contemporary romance stuff, I am currently listening to Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, and I like it really well, but I'm not drawn in. I think I'm just not feeling it. To be honest, I think that's about what it amounts to, is that I'm not feeling it. So, good narration and everything. I forget who narrates it. I can't remember exactly, but it's a narrator that I like. So I thought I might pick up one of 2 books. The first is The Raven Boys, and that's by Maggie Stievfater. That is narrated on audio by Will Patton, and that would be a reread for me because I've listened to it before, and I didn't really care for Will Patton, but that was in the days before you could speed them up. So I'll try speeding him up and see if I like that any better. And I may pick up City of Mirrors by Justin Cronin. On audio, that's narrated by Scott Brick, and so all around, great book, great author, great narrator. You can't lose with that one. And I've read The Passage and The 12. Now, The 12, I did not like that book. It was too much for me. There were people in it that were evil just for the sake of being evil. I mean, it didn't make any sense as to why they were evil. They just were. And, I don't like horror anyway. So if you're going to have an evil character, he needs to have a reason, or she needs to have a reason that they are evil. So I don't know. My good friend Karen has told me that that's not the case with this last book, and that I'm really going to like it. So if I can get past the one really gory scene that she says is in it, then I think I'll be okay. So I may pick that up too, or I may pick up both of them. Actually, if I get through one, I will probably pick up the other one. So that is my weekend. What are you reading this weekend? You know, I always want to know. I went through this morning and looked up all the books that you all told me that you were reading from last week. I'm still trying to play catch up with responding to comments, and so I think I'm completely caught up at this point. But everything you've been reading is so interesting. And one of you suggested Robin Carr to me, and you know, you've suggested other authors to me in the past, like Nora Roberts and Susan Mallory, and I just finished a Susan Mallory book, and I don't know if I'm terribly impressed with her. The thing is, these pop fiction chick lit authors that everybody loves, I don't tend to love nearly as much, and I don't even know why that is. I don't know. Maybe it's that I can't get through them as quickly, or I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Suffice it to say that I'm willing to give any of them a try, except for Danielle Steele. Now, she's like Nicholas Sparks, and no, I read her in high school, and no, I'm not up for her anymore. Anyway, you all have suggested such great things to me, and you're always reading such great things, so I always love hearing that and talking with you about that in comments. So let's do that. And have a great weekend, because that's it for now from me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.